The story begins on a lonely island where a tall watchtower stands facing the endless sea. Inside lives the main character, Mike Mason. From the tower, he watches a supply boat slowly approaching the shore. The boat arrives every week to deliver the food and supplies he needs to survive on the island. When the boat arrives, a man sends his young niece, Jessie, a 10-year-old girl, to carry the delivery onto the island. Jessie walks up to Mike's house and carefully places the supplies outside the door. Along with the delivery, she leaves a small gift, hoping to make friends with the mysterious man. However, Mike avoids contact with anyone. He hides inside and refuses to meet her. After waiting for a while, Jessie eventually leaves and returns to the boat. This same routine has been happening for several months. Mike lives a very quiet and simple life on the island. His only companion is his loyal dog. Most of the time, the only activity that brings him any happiness is playing chess by himself. Several more months pass, and Jessie once again arrives with another delivery. This time, Mike happens to be at home when she calls out to him. Curious, he finally steps outside to see what she wants. Jessie reminds him that she has been leaving small gifts with every delivery for months, yet he has never acknowledged them. Mike coldly tells her that she doesn't need to come back after today. Annoyed by his rude attitude, Jessie asks why he is acting like such a jerk. Instead of answering, Mike simply shuts the door in her face. Jessie returns to her uncle's boat, but suddenly a huge storm begins to form. Strong winds and violent waves start crashing around them. During the chaos, Jessie's boat flips over in the rough water, throwing everyone into the sea. She struggles to stay afloat as the storm grows stronger. From his window, Mike sees the accident happening. Without wasting a second, he grabs his own boat and rushes out into the storm to help. Mike dives into the raging water and fights against the powerful waves to reach Jessie. When he finally gets to her, he realizes her uncle has already drowned. Mike pulls Jessie onto his boat and desperately tries to revive her. After a tense moment, she coughs up water and finally regains consciousness. He takes Jessie back to his house and notices that her leg is badly injured. Sadly, he also has to tell her that her uncle didn't survive the accident. Jessie is heartbroken after hearing the news. The next morning, Mike examines her leg and realizes the wound is quite serious. He treats the injury as best as he can with the limited supplies he has. Jessie then asks why he doesn't contact the rest of her family. Mike explains that as far as he knows, her uncle was the only family she had left. The girl is surprised that Mike knows so much about her life. Mike reveals that her uncle used to be his friend. The two of them once served together in the Navy. Later, Mike leaves the house to complete his daily tasks around the island. While he's gone, Jessie finds a knife inside the house and secretly keeps it with her for protection. That night, Mike wakes up after hearing Jessie screaming in her sleep. She is suffering from terrible nightmares. When Mike tries to calm her down, she suddenly pulls the knife on him in fear. Instead of reacting aggressively, Mike remains calm and slowly talks her down. He then shows her the correct way to hold the knife and how to defend herself if she ever needs to. As days turn into weeks, Mike slowly begins to care for Jessie like she is his own daughter. He makes sure she is safe, fed, and comfortable. Jessie quickly becomes attached to Mike's dog and spends a lot of time playing with him. Watching this actually brings a rare smile to Mike's face. One day, Jessie realizes that Mike never even gave his dog a name. She decides to call him Tommy. She also surprises Mike by revealing that she knows how to play chess. This impresses him more than he expected. Later, Mike checks Jessie's injured leg again, but the swelling hasn't improved. He realizes the wound needs proper medicine. So Mike decides to travel to the mainland to buy medical supplies. He takes his boat and heads toward the nearest town. While shopping, Mike hides his face and avoids the security cameras as much as possible. Meanwhile, far away in London, a serious government hearing is taking place. A man named Sam, the former director of MI6, is being questioned about a secret program he created called Project Eva Adams. A secret program had been monitoring phones worldwide, feeding intelligence directly to MI6, a clear violation of privacy. Sam defended it, insisting that EVA had stopped numerous terrorist attacks and saved countless lives. Despite his arguments, the court ordered the program shut down. Sam immediately met with Prime Minister Nighy, who understood the program's importance but, with elections looming, could do nothing openly. He told Sam to step back publicly but allowed him to run the program quietly for a short time. Reluctantly, Sam agreed. Meanwhile, on the mainland, Mike was buying new clothes for Jesse. As he left the store, he inadvertently walked into the background of influencers filming a video, unaware that MI6's EVA system would pick him up. His face was scanned and flagged, and the data went to MI6 Director Rose. When she checked, she found a false identity linked to Mike, a notorious international terrorist, and immediately sent a special task force to capture him. Back on the island, Mike finished treating Jesse's wound. That evening, he noticed a boat approaching the shore, carrying multiple officers. He activated hidden traps on the beach, taking out several intruders. Even when shot, Mike fought relentlessly, using his skill to eliminate the remaining officers. When an officer grabbed Jesse, Mike neutralized the threat and rescued her. He mourned the loss of his dog, Tommy, briefly but knew they had to escape. Mike and Jesse set off in a boat, leaving the island behind. At MI6, Rose watched the events unfold and realized Mike was far more dangerous than they anticipated. She dispatched their top agent, Delta Officer James, to intercept him. On the water, Jesse noticed Mike's injuries and asked about the attackers. Mike explained they were ghosts from his past and armed her for protection. They sought medical supplies at a nearby house, where Jesse helped convince a suspicious man to tend to Mike. Meanwhile, MI6 discovered that Mike's terrorist profile had been fabricated, and his real records had been deleted. Sam confirmed that Mike, a former elite MI6 operative, was alive. After patching up his wounds, Mike realized the boy had alerted the police. Officers surrounded the house, and James, acting as a sniper, killed the father. Mike saved the boy and Jesse, fought through more officers, and escaped in a vehicle while James pursued him. Rose demanded answers from Sam, who explained Mike's history as the first Black Kite Delta Ops operative. Years earlier, Mike had refused an assignment to kill a scientist developing free cancer treatments, which led to his rogue status. Mike and Jesse reached a church to meet Father Dick, an old MI6 ally. Together, they hacked EVA, exposing Mike's false terrorist identity and Sam's manipulations. To protect Jesse, Mike arranged to send her to Spain with Chen, a criminal who reluctantly agreed under threat of MI6 exposure. Chen declines. Mike, remaining composed, tells him that his hacker has precise intel on the shipments of trafficked girls Chen keeps in his docks. If Chen refuses to cooperate, that data will go directly to MI6, potentially costing him millions. Chen responds that Mike should hold on while he organizes the arrangements. As they exit the club, numerous officers from both Sam's and Rose's teams swarm the building. Mike immediately launches into action, taking down one officer after another. Bodies quickly accumulate across the club floor. One officer manages to seize Jesse and drag her toward a black van parked outside. Mike contacts Dick for assistance. Dick hacks into the security cameras and guides Mike toward the van. Mike bursts outside and systematically neutralizes every officer in his way. He rescues Jesse, who is terrified, finally grasping the full extent of the danger surrounding them. Mike reassures Jesse that she will be safe once she reaches Spain. Jesse admits that, throughout all these years, he has been the only family she's ever known. Mike assures her that he will be fine. Suddenly, a gunshot echoes. Mike pushes Jesse into the boat, and Chen's men speed off with her. Turning, Mike sees James approaching. He challenges James to a hand-to-hand fight, no weapons allowed. The two top operatives from Black Kite Delta operations clash in an intense, brutal brawl. Punches are exchanged relentlessly, and Mike demonstrates that, despite his age, he is still a formidable force. Seizing a large metal pipe, he delivers the final blow, killing James. The next day, Sam is at home and immediately notices that all his guards have been killed. He instantly realizes that Mike is inside his house. Sam tells Mike that he was the most effective weapon he ever had, but he stopped following orders. Mike replies that if his goal had been to kill people for money, he would have become a contract killer instead of joining MI6. Sam argues that money rules the world and offers Mike the opportunity to join forces. They could control MI6 together. Mike responds that if he had wanted that, he would have done it 10 years ago. Without hesitation, he shoots Sam dead. A month later, Jessie is seen sitting at a restaurant in Spain. Rose watches her through the EVA program, certain that Mike wouldn't simply leave Jessie unprotected. She soon realizes that Mike is the one orchestrating everything. Outside, Mike sends Jessie a gift, a queen chest piece, and walks away with a contented smile. When Jessie opens the package, she immediately understands that Mike is still alive. A smile spreads across her face. And with that, the story comes to a close. We'd love for you to be a part of our channel, where we bring you recaps of the most popular and trending movies. It only takes a few seconds to subscribe, and your support motivates us to keep creating more exciting film reviews.